November 11th, 2017. Here we are in the greenhouse. I finally moved all the cold sensitive plants in and started organizing and doing some cleaning and picking up in here. And there's a couple of sensors that were down on the Raspberry Pi. Apparently the woodchuck got to them over the summer when he was trying to hide out in here. I took care of him back in the summer, and I found he chewed off a couple of sensors, so I'm working the kinks out of that. One of those is one of the main BTU thermal mass sensors, the one for this tank. There's two in each tank, a high and a low, and I average between the two. So he clipped one of those, so I got that back online, so my charting is accurate now. At last check inside, I think we're at 96,000 BTUs in storage between these three thermal masses right now. And this one is just about approaching boil. I guess I'll just show you this quick while I'm in here. You can see it's starting to steam off pretty good. We're just about at max BTU storage on that one before we just start gassing it off as steam. But coming soon, I'm going to put a copper coil in here, and I have a little 12 volt pump that'll handle high temperature water, and I'm going to circulate from here over into these 5 thermal mass barrels over here. They're 55 gallons a piece, and so we're going to circulate through them, so when this reservoir reaches a certain temperature, we'll start pumping heat over here and storing it in these tanks, and that should help me get through some of these extremely cold nights and not have to be up till 3 or 4 in the morning stoking. So some upgrades and improvements are on the docket for this season. Obviously I'll be putting thermal sensors in each one of the tanks. Probably will put an input and output sensor on the pump, and a bunch of stuff like that. Aloe vera is coming back good from the sun bleaching it took this summer. I shouldn't have put it out in direct sun, but I did. Yeah. But anyway, it's coming back. It's growing really well. It's healthy and happy. The Meyer lemon tree is doing pretty well here. I do have a whitefly infestation at the moment. I'm gonna take care of them one way or another. I'm currently doing some research on how to straighten this issue out. I probably will go with a parasitic wasp that I was reading up on, or Mosa something or other. Anyway, the lemon tree is flowering as well as fruiting. It's very happy in here. Been running the stove in the greenhouse here for a few days, and I don't know if you saw the video back in the late spring, but I had broken the handle on the stove, and actually let me pull the other handle out. It is right here. This has been drilled out and all to make the new handle up. My friend Dave, K2JLV, did this repair for me. He took this and basically measured off it and made this, which is the new handle. Hold on a sec here. To replace the one that broke. So now we have a good handle on here again. We kept the tab, the locking tab, but replaced the whole rest of the handle. We made it out of a 3/4 inch bolt, and I don't know, was that 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch steel stock and a spring, and he did a fantastic job making this up, and I just want to say thank you very much, Dave. I know you put some time and energy into doing this, and did an excellent job, and I'm really glad to have a good latch on the stove again. Prior to that, sorry for the unsteady camera. Prior to that, I had the fire poker propped up like that, and then wedged down here with a rock, just so I could run the stove. But now with the new handle, we're nice and secure. No more concerns about doors kicking open and fire issues. Now you can see I got some green ash in there. I just dropped that tree this afternoon, late afternoon, so that's probably been down maybe 4 hours since I dropped it from a tree. I love ash. It'll burn green, and I like it a little green actually because it slows it down. I find when it's really dry, it's like paper. It is awesome for a heating fuel. I think it's 21 million BTUs to the cord, versus like cherry, which is like 22. Maple is around 22, I think. Yeah. Anyway, it's an excellent wood, and things are nice and cozy in here. That pot, I think, is around 195 degrees or something like that, the last I looked. That pot up there. What else? So new handle on. Some new upgrades coming. Raspberry Pi's repaired. Or being repaired, actually. I got the soldering iron in here to solder up some connections. And let's see, the monitor died on the Raspberry Pi, and this is another monitor that I had, but it's VGA, and I don't have the right cable to switch over to it. So I probably will see what I can find for a cheap old used monitor around somewhere. I'd like to have it back out here again. I like being able to listen to music and browse the internet and watch YouTube and that kind of stuff while I work. Also gives me direct access to the stats and information, and it's really handy for wiring up sensors and that sort of thing. What else is going on in here? Yeah, I guess I'll show you the whitefly infestation. They're all over the place in here, but they're especially on the bean plant here. Oh, and there's a ladybug. Look at that. Or if she's in there going after them, or their eggs maybe. So anyway, they're everywhere, all through here, and I'm planning on putting in a new shelf in here, which I'm going to grow wheatgrass on. There's a local restaurant that told me that they're interested in some wheatgrass, so I think that'll help offset the cost and hassle of running the greenhouse, because mostly the last couple of years I spent building the greenhouse, learning how to heat it and tweak it, building my thermal mass system up, getting the Raspberry Pi online and data logging, and you know, just kind of like giving myself the course in how to keep a greenhouse comfy for plants. So now that I'm kind of through that phase of it, I'm going to move forward here and start making some upgrades and actually start running some production. This here is ginger that I brought in, that was in here back in the spring and went out over the summer and back in now. There's actually a potato plant in here that I stuck a seed potato in back in the summer that came up. My friend Chester gave me these avocados. This one is doing really well. I do need to transplant it. The pot for it is fairly small, as you can see. So it's time to do some transplanting work. This one is struggling a little bit. I think this soil dried out a little more than the other one over the summer. So I'll get this transplanted up as well, and we'll get some good soil and moisture to it, and it should start to catch up to this guy. But overall, they're hanging in there. They're doing okay. This is an olive tree my mom gave me several years ago now, that I've been caring for and feeding with foliar feeds and trenches and trace mineral nutrition. And it's actually gotten quite large. This was just a little shoot about like that when she gave it to me, and now it's gotten quite large. And you can see there's a pretty good stem here at the base. Let's see if I can get my thumb next to it at least, so you can get an idea. It's getting pretty large. It probably also should be transplanted to a little bit bigger container. Of course, that's kind of like thermal runaway, if you're familiar with that concept. You'll see an example of that here with this rosemary, which is a monster. It's rosemary and French tarragon, both in the same pot. But this pot is probably 100 pounds, maybe 125 pounds. So it's gotten to be a real pain in the butt to move this thing around. And same here, I've transplanted quite a few of these guys up. Actually, this one I moved to another one, I think. But you know, you keep going up, and the pots get bigger, and then the soil gets heavier, and then it's more work to go in and out in the spring and fall. Anyway, I guess I've kind of babbled on a bit here, and I don't want to bore anybody. So there's one last thing I wanted to show. I have this little singing bug here. I actually been meaning to look up what he is, but I don't know what he is at the moment. I had thought it was a cricket singing in here, but it is not a cricket. And I will get you a shot as soon as I find him again. I don't know where he went now. Pretty cool to watch him rubbing his wings together. Where'd you go, buddy? Ah, there he is. There we go. There we go. There he is. Right there. Go ahead and sing, dude. I'm not going to disturb you.